very spoilt here on the Rietspruit Reserve.
How awesome is that, guys? Right past the front of our truck. Look at that, everybody. They are just unreal. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV. Welcome to the beautiful Rietspruit Game Reserve with myself, Gareth, Poole, as your guide, and we have the fantastic Basil with us. He's back. He's on camera with us this afternoon, everybody. A very, very exciting find, everyone. So I got to camp a little while ago, and the team were telling me that the lions were back at camp. They went to the waterhole, they had a drink at 3 in the morning, they had a drink again at 6 in the morning, and I started driving out from camp past the little camp waterhole, and I could immediately smell a carcass. So I've been following the tracks for the last half an hour. I've been up and down in the bush. Basil's just been sitting on the vehicle, and whilst I was following a set of tracks that go into this piece of land here to our left, I heard monkey's alarm calling down here. So I ran back to the vehicle, jumped in the vehicle, and we drove down here, everybody, and we've discovered, first of all, massive amounts of vultures, mostly white-backed vultures that are hanging around in the trees here, everybody. And just while we were sitting here, you know, I wanted to show everyone the vultures, and while I was sitting here just waiting to go live, I've spotted the movement of a lioness on the road just up ahead here, everybody. So we suspect that the Pride have made a kill somewhere very close by here and have been going up and down to camp while it was still dark to drink at camp before, you know, obviously our team started getting up and about, and I think since then have probably been going to Muma Dam to go and drink. But let's roll a little bit forward here and see who's here. I definitely saw one lioness up ahead. I can now see 2 lionesses up ahead. But yes, a big welcome to you all. For those that have joined us, thanks for joining us, everybody. What an incredible start we've got here. Unreal. You can still see vultures coming down from above, and you can see the beautiful girls, 2 of the girls just lying up in the road here, panting away. Love to figure out what they've killed here. They might take us back to the kill, you know. These are 2 of the younger lionesses that we've found here. I was just saying to Basil, however, this area that we're in, which is just north of camp, is incredibly dense, a very difficult area for us to get into, but we're going to give it our best shot, everybody, and see if the rest of the Pride is here and whether they're still feeding on a carcass. Quickly see who's with us. Our pack members: Barbara, Ulsa, Carol, Di, Mary, Connie, Jennifer. Good afternoon, ladies. Lovely to have you with us, and what an absolute start we've got here. She actually doesn't look that full, this lioness. Covered in flies, however. There's lots of flies buzzing about. I picked up on that earlier while I was tracking on foot. So the flies have come in their numbers, attracted by whatever these lions have killed here. Now that other lioness that we had here has moved off into the thickets to the left here. Not too sure where she's gone off to. Vultures flying off around us. This is so exciting. I think I've spotted the carcass. I think I can see a carcass in here, everyone. I'm just going to reposition the vehicle. This girl is struggling with flies. Yes, indeed. It looks like a giraffe that they've killed, everybody. Can you see that, Basil? Can you see the carcass up there on the ridge? Up there on top there, that red that you see on top there. Jackpot. Now, question is, who's here? Are the whole pride here? Are the males here? The good news is this carcass isn't too far off the road. Further to the right, Basil. Yeah, so just go right of the rocks, up on the ridge. So more right, through there. That gap here. You see the gap here? There. Keep going in. That's the carcass there, I think, that you're picking up on now. Yeah, it doesn't look like much on camera, everybody, but we'll hopefully get a little bit closer. But that is the carcass back there, that bit of white that you can see, the bit of white and red. This lioness next to us has just got up. We'll follow her through here as best as we can. Looks like she's heading back to the carcass, everybody. Basil, I'm going to try creep through here. You're just going to have to take the camera off and just watch out. It's quite a narrow gap here. Just mind your head, Basil. Lots of thorns here. All the vultures circling above us here. So the lionesses have done well to stash this carcass. I don't think we're going to get in through here. I'm going to go back. I can see more of the lionesses lying up just to the right of the carcass. Just watch behind you there as well, Basil. Sorry, buddy, I know it's a tight squeeze here. Duck down lower. More thorns. Okay, you good? So for those of you that were with me last night, we had the whole pride together last night, and the males were en route towards the pride. They weren't far apart, and the lionesses certainly looked hungry when we first found them yesterday, so we knew they were going to be hunting, but I honestly didn't expect for them to have killed a giraffe. It doesn't look like a very big giraffe, however. It looks like it might be a young giraffe that they've killed here. Alright, let's see if we can find a way in here now. Two of the lionesses are just lazing about, and you'll be able to pick up on more of the carcass at the back there as well now, Basil. Just see the ribs. Just see the rib cage there, everybody. It's tough for Basil here. He's still free-handing the camera, and there's a lot of vegetation in the way, but you're doing a great job, bud. Thank you. So just the rib cage that you can see there now, everybody. And still only two lionesses that I can see here in the foreground below the carcass. So I wonder where the rest of them are. A good chance they're all nearby. I saw lots of tracks coming towards this area. leading from the waterhole just outside of camp. Incredible. These two girls are just cuddling each other down here, trying to deal with the flies. So what you might find, everybody, is that these two lionesses have stayed behind at the Carcass while the rest of the pride have gone off to drink. So they might have gone back up to Muma Dam, the dam I was just telling you about now. That big dam that's pretty close to camp. So what I might try next, everyone, is actually quickly shoot back to the dam. We know that they haven't been coming to drink at camp throughout the day because there's just far too much human activity around camp during the day. But the rest of the pride might have gone off to Muma Dam to have a drink, and they might just be resting up there. So I'm going to quickly shoot back there. It's not too far. We have obviously hit the jackpot here in finding the Carcass and finding these two lionesses here. They're not going to go anywhere. That Carcass isn't going to go anywhere, not anytime soon. So I'm just going to quickly see if we can find the other lions, just see if the males are present. Wow, look at all these vultures. All still white-backed vultures that I'm seeing here. I haven't seen any hooded, lappet-faced, cape. Obviously the white-backed vulture is the most common species that we find out here. That is so epic. Wow. Alright girls, you don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Quite a tricky area to get into there where that Carcass is. But there was one little gap we tried here earlier that I can try again later when we return, everybody, and if they are feeding, we should be able to get quite close to them while they're feeding, which would be an amazing thing to watch. But I first just want to go back and, like I was saying, check this waterhole. I was following a set of tracks just before I heard the monkeys' alarm calling and found the vultures. A set of tracks that go off this road, that beeline along the game path straight towards Muma Dam. So I think a couple of them might have been going to drink there throughout the day. I wouldn't be surprised if we bump into some of them walking back along the road here, or lying up on the road here. Yeah, there's lots of tracks of lions on the road here, everybody, going both directions. So I've located two members of the pride on a giraffe kill on Mamba Krunkelpad, close to the windmill, near to the junction Huispad. There's only really space for two vehicles here, and limited visual of the carcass. They've killed a giraffe, which is just west of the road.
Copy that, Gareth. 15 minutes away.
What is your position, Andrew?
Hence, leaving now.
Okay, copy that. You're welcome to make your way there. I've left them. I'm quickly making my way to Muma Dam because there's only 2 members there, and tracks of the rest of the pride head, looks like, towards Muma Dam.
Copy that.
Right, everybody, the water hole is just up ahead. I'll soon see if any of them have come here to drink and whether they are still here having a drink. Oh wow, beautiful saddlebolt stalk here at the water, but no lions, and a herd of impala to our right that are very relaxed. So I'll just quickly go down to the edge and see if they did come here to drink, but they are definitely nowhere near this point right now, everybody. I thought for sure we were going to find a couple of them lying up next to the water's edge here. Yeah, a couple of them were lying down here earlier today. Oh, look at this saddlebolt stalk in flight. Look at this wingspan. Unbelievable. Spectacular. I'm sorry I disturbed it. Alright, everybody, back to the carcass. I can only imagine the other lions must be there. And just because of how dense the bush is around that area, we're just not seeing them. Andrew, there's nothing at Muma Dam. I'm making my way back to the carcass.
Copy that.
Tell you what though, everybody, if we're patient at this carcass, we could be treated to some incredible interaction with the lions feeding. We'll hopefully see the other lions come back and feed. One thing we know for sure is if there are other lions around, they wouldn't have given up on this carcass yet. They're probably just sleeping off their fat bellies somewhere close by, and once they have digested some of that meat, they'll return to the carcass to feed again. All the while the poor vultures sit in the trees above, drooling over that giraffe, but they're probably going to get very little, if anything, off of that carcass. Right, now I am going to try this little gap again. Everybody, Basil, just prepare yourself there, dude. See if we can get a bit closer to this carcass. Briefly, the two lines are still lying in the exact same place, everybody. Still busy fighting the flies. Andrew's come to join us with a couple of the other Painted Dog team. Obviously very excited about what we've found here. I suppose it's not impossible that these two lionesses killed this giraffe on their own, but it's less likely. Basil, please get the secateurs there. Thanks. Andrew for Gareth. Whole bunch of fly swatting going on in there at the moment. Yes, exactly, Carol. It's, you know, we haven't seen these lionesses feeding on a carcass. I don't think I can remember seeing it with Painted Dog, where the pride have been feeding on a carcass. We've seen the male lions obviously at the giraffe that they killed, but they weren't feeding. So it would be really awesome if we got to see some of that feeding behavior. And we might get lucky if we stick around here long enough. girls. I know I disturbed you a little bit there. Just doing a bit of gardening. There we go. Can see them a bit better now. I might have been wrong before, everybody. It's so difficult to see, but this might not be a giraffe, it might be a kudu. It's so thick where we are here, I can't really see, but I can see one hindquarter behind the rib cage there, and it looks more like a kudu's hindquarter than it does a giraffe's. So we'll hopefully get a better look a little bit later and try to figure out exactly what it is. I initially thought it had been a young sort of subadult giraffe that they'd killed here. Andrew,
Yes, sir.
when you feel like it, will you check the windmill and see if any of them are lying down there?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you for finding them.
No worries. Oh, these girls are not happy with these flies. Where are the rest of the pride? You would have heard me asking Andrew to go and check. There's a broken reservoir with a windmill behind us here near the drainage line, everybody, and perhaps some of the lions found water somewhere down there, maybe even in the drainage line. We've had rain recently, so there could be, natural water that's just lying up in a puddle somewhere, and maybe that's where they're drinking now. That one lioness at the back just got up and looks like she's moving around. She might be heading back up towards the carcass here, or possibly back up to where the rest of the pride is, up on this ridge. I don't know if we'll be able to get up there. Incredibly dense here, but we're just gonna spend some time here, everybody. This is amazing. Beautiful hardy-dar ibises calling. Incredible sound. It's funny, they circled back almost to come and have a look at what we're doing here, these ibises. I haven't seen that other lioness again. She would have been at the carcass by now if that's where she was going. wouldn't be surprised if there aren't more members of the pride beyond this carcass, over this ridge. And that's where she's headed. This poor lioness that we sat with here, everybody, looks like she might get to the point where she's had enough of these flies. And if she does move, I'm going to come out into this gap just so I can have a better look at the carcass, see if there are any gaps to follow the lionesses up over the ridge. Otherwise, maybe go further up the road and see if there's another way for me to come in from the backside of where this kill is. You silly girl, why don't you just go and lie in a thicket somewhere where the flies might bother you less? Of course, the lionesses instinctively will stay pretty close to their carcass, defending it from the vultures and any other scavengers that might turn up. Well, there she goes, up the ridge. Okay, I'm going to creep into this gap.
Gareth, I'm going to check the windmill now for you.
Copy. I think it is a giraffe. Jeez, it's a big animal, whatever it is.
Gareth, about 200 meters down from your current position.
It is a giraffe.
It's located in elephant. I can't really get visual.
Confirm elephant. Right, so there we go, everybody. It is now confirmed that that is definitely a giraffe that they've killed here. I was obviously just seeing a very dark patch on the rump there, which I thought might have been a kudu, but it's definitely a giraffe that they've killed, and a fairly decent sized one as well. It's not humongous by any means, so yeah, maybe a 2-3 year old giraffe, but it's a massive amount of meat that they've already eaten, and that is still on the carcass here. Andrew for Gareth.
Standing by, you can scratch that last update.
Copy. Good afternoon, Betty. Lovely to have you with us. As you can see from the grim pictures, we've located the pride, or at least two members of the pride that have led us to this giraffe carcass, this giraffe kill that they have here. Standing by.
I'd like to respond to the giraffe kill. I'm at Muma Dam now.
Copy that. You're welcome to make your way in here. As I said before, very limited visual. But you'll get our visual from Mamba Krunkelpad, just north of that windmill. You should see the vultures, and then just keep going a little bit further up the road. You'll see where I'm parked close to the carcass. For the time being, no visual of the lionesses. They've moved off further west.
Copy, thank you.
You see the little bot flies sitting on the ribs there. Everybody would have already laid their eggs into this flesh on the carcass, and it doesn't take long before the maggots hatch. So eventually lions will give up on a carcass. Once maggots do start to take over, once the maggots have hatched and start feeding on the decaying flesh, very often lions then abandon a carcass. Same goes for leopard. I suppose leopard are probably slightly more tolerant than lions, but hyenas, of course, they don't care. They'll climb straight in there with this body riddled with maggots. They'll come and find ways to feed on it. Oh, there's a lioness coming towards the carcass here, everybody. both of them. Oh my God, we're in prime seats here now, everyone. This is unbelievable, everybody. I can now see a third lioness. Not gonna ask Basil to zoom in because they're in a dense thicket at the back, everybody. But I've just seen a third lioness. But the second one we had earlier is coming to join her sister here to feed on the carcass. Yeah. This is amazing. Just listening to these lionesses now cut through the flesh and the thick hide. I can see movement of another lioness coming from behind these two. No, she's heading off. She's not coming towards the carcass at all. She might be going for a drink. Visual of one of the lionesses leaving the carcass and heading back towards the junction Huispad and Mamba Kronkel. Might be heading towards water for a drink. And there are currently 2 lionesses feeding on the carcass now. Now, there's a 4th lioness that's moving now behind these 2, everybody. I don't know if Basil's going to be able to capture her. But yeah, she's steamrolling. She's heading off at quite a pace as well. They're a little bit above us where I've seen the other lionesses moving. Just look at the size of the belly of this lioness that's busy tugging at the giraffe. She's absolutely gorged herself, yet she's back here to feed on some more. You know, they never know when the carcass may be stolen from them by other lions, a clan of hyena. You know, they always will keep gorging themselves because of the fear of losing out, because they're concerned that they might lose this carcass to something else. Andrew? Andrew? 2 of the lionesses have headed back towards Haysput. Yeah.
The noise I was hearing, potential elephant with a lion in a tree.
What?
It like made a rummage and then came back up here.
Okay. Yo, look at this lioness glancing at us here. Now the question remains, are the males here as well? Have they had a feed on this carcass, or did they miss out completely? Nobody's seen them this morning or this afternoon, so it's very, very probable that they could be here inside that thicket beyond these lionesses, beyond the carcass, where we saw the other 2 get up.
Nicholas getting mobile on Kaya. Any updates?
She got up in a hurry. I wonder if they aren't all just going to lie together. You know, they'll often do that. You know, if they're not feeding, they'll sleep, you know, a short distance away from the carcass just to try get away from the flies. Carol, Mary, I see you are mentioning that lioness with the big belly, big bucket. Yes, I would agree with you. I actually forgot to mention that earlier, but it did look like her with those notches in both ears. There's still lots of meat here on this carcass, so these lions are going to be busy here for a while. It's even possible that they will still be on this carcass tomorrow afternoon. It depends. If the males are here, maybe not. Now, those male lions will put away close to 80 pounds of flesh in a sitting. The lioness is pretty close to that too. They'll also put away about 50, 60 pounds of flesh in a sitting. It's amazing how quickly they dispatch a giraffe like this. Obviously not a fully grown giraffe, but still huge amount of meat here. So So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get action on the camera trap at that little waterhole outside camp again tonight. Basil, you're going to have to be careful in your tent tonight, eh? I think these lions are going to be coming past quite often. You see how she's just turned back like that, everybody. The white-backed vulture that's just crash landed in the top of a tree behind us here. Not the best pilots when it comes to landing these vultures. God, this is incredible. You know, we're parked only 20 yards from this carcass, everybody. Again, just such a privilege to witness this. Oof. So much incredible strength in those jaws. You'll see how she uses the side of the mouth like that. So that's carnassial shear, the teeth on the side of the jaw are serrated like a knife. So they'll often use that serration to cut through flesh. Yeah, I think this is bucket feeding now. The same one you spotted earlier, ladies, with the big fat belly and the notches in the ears. Andrew, baboons alarm calling at Muma Dam. Copy. So I was just pointing out to Andrew, who's still parked behind us here, everybody, that the baboons are now shouting near Muma Dam. So I would imagine that you probably find the lionesses we saw head off earlier are now coming out near Muma Dam for a drink there. I think those baboons have spotted the lions coming out to the water's edge there, everybody. One of the other interested vehicles, everybody has come to join the sighting here that we found, and I would like to try and give them the opportunity to come in and observe this incredible behavior here with this lioness feeding. I don't know if they're going to be able to get in here like we did, but there is only really space for one vehicle here at the Carcass. So I'm gonna probably follow Andrew and just quickly shoot to the dam again, everybody, because we might get lucky and find those lionesses drinking at Muma Dam, which would also be special, and they might then come back towards the Carcass and we can follow them. I will return to this Carcass, but I'd like to give this other vehicle the opportunity to come and view this for a bit. I'm sure you'll all understand and oblige, but this is just unreal, absolutely epic. Such a cool find, and we're just so damn lucky that, you know, we found them and that they were this close to camp. Unbelievable. All right, let's head back, everybody, to the dam. Go see what's upsetting those baboons, which is very likely those lionesses. Yeah, I'm going to be leaving the Carcass with Sergio in control. There's only one lioness feeding for now. I'll return later. I just want to go follow up on the alarm calls of baboon around Muma Dam. You good there, Basil? Careful here, buddy. What a scene, folks, what a scene. All right, hold on tight, Basil. Let's get to Muma Dam as quickly as we can. Might not have gone to Muma Dam. I'm just thinking now, they may have even gone back up to camp. Well, I reckon VM might have seen them and would have told us if he saw them at camp, at the little camp pan, the little water hole there. Oh, I can still hear baboons shouting here. Come on, Andrew, drive faster. Baboons are going crazy. There's a lioness dead ahead at the water. Thank you. So as we thought, everybody, the lions have come to drink here.
Warren on
Oh, man, look at that. Isn't that a picture? Incredible. Now what you'll notice, everybody, is this lioness closest to us here is actually just busy investigating the scent of one of the other lions that was here earlier. Look at that incredible grimace. Flemin grimace. She's busy testing the scent of one of the other lions, possibly even one of the males that may have urinated on the ground there. You can hear the baboon now. Baboons are freaking out. So it appears that we've missed the drink. I think they've probably already had their drink, these lionesses. It's amazing how quickly they covered ground to get here to come and drink. So far we've only accounted for 4 of the lionesses, but I would imagine the other 2 are probably just sleeping in that thicket. What a beautiful scene. It's wonderful watching this lioness busy grooming herself here. Obviously cleaning herself up after feeding on the carcass, getting rid of any excess blood or flesh on the paws and between the claws.
Would do the same near the knobs.
Jeez, lots of noise around here. Baboons shouting, hardy-dar ibis crying. And all the while the lionesses are like, meh. Couldn't care less. There are 3 lionesses lying up at Muma Dam. Copy that, make your way as a 3rd. Once again, bothered by flies. What's also really awesome, everybody, is that there are a couple of comb ducks here in Muma Dam. A male and what looks like 2 females. And this male looks like he's trying to impress the girls. One of the lionesses busy watching. You can immediately tell the male apart from the females because of the inflated comb on the top of his bill, which of course only inflates at this time of the year during breeding season. Such a beautiful bird. Lioness is just getting up. She looks like she might go down for a drink. I love that sound of the baboons crying out. Gosh, she's having a big drink, which of course will help her digest all of that giraffe that's sitting inside her gut. Just busy watching this lioness closest to us here. She's watching the vultures in the distance that are circling around the carcass with massive disgust. She'll be concerned that those vultures obviously might touch down and feed on the carcass. The other lioness that was drinking's just stood up from the water's edge. She's busy putting her nose up into the wind, trying to smell something. And what I'm going to ask Basil to try capture behind that lioness is what looks like a malachite kingfisher that's coming down to drink every so often. You see where the dead trees are? You see the movement there now, Basil? We'll come back to the lionesses shortly, everybody, but we're just going to focus on the water. Maybe try going a bit closer there, Basil. There you go. Just see that kingfisher coming down to drink here, everybody. Now, I can't see it perched in the tree. I can only see it when it hits the water. I can't remember the last time I saw a malachite kingfisher here. Just as we say that, it's now stopped. Some of you may have seen it, that last little splash as it hit the water, the surface of the water. I think it might be done drinking, so we'll come back to the lionesses for now. If I do pick up on that movement again, everybody, I'll ask Basil to return to that spot. Baboons are still freaking out. I wonder how long these lionesses will laze about here before they head back to the carcass. Certainly some very happy lions. Incredible meal and water that's relatively close by. They don't have to go too far to come to the water here. Mary, I see you've made a comment about how the hardy-dock call makes you smile. It certainly makes me smile out here in the bush, that's for sure. Because it's not something that, you know, bothers us here in the bush, but out in the cities where they have become very abundant, they're a nightmare. They wake everybody up far too early in the morning, perched on their roofs.
Yeah, north of the Western Dam. Copy. And is that packed with the 15 1-year-olds first? Yeah, affirmative. Copy that.
Just busy listening to updates, everybody, of that Air Force pack of wild dogs that are still on Kind Lowveld. They have got a little bit closer to our side of the reserve, but not quite yet have ventured onto Blowbank or Leadwood. Lioness has heard something moving. Not too bothered. Looks like these girls might settle in here. Not in any massive rush to head back to the Carcass right now. Everybody, I think I'm going to leave these beautiful girls to their sleep here and head back to that Carcass. I'm interested to go and see who's feeding there and whether the male lions are around, whether they might be feeding on the Carcass. But it's been a lovely treat seeing these three here next to the water. Nice.
Do I look like a professional?
So professional, all of you.
Thank you for doing our jobs for us.
It's a great pleasure, guys. Enjoy.
How fat was that one?
Shoes. Let me know if they start coming back that way.
I will do.
I'm gonna go back to the Carcass, see if the males are around. All right, guys. Ah, there's a lioness on the way here. Wonder if this is Bucket. this is awesome. Just incredible. So you can clearly see, everybody, these lionesses have been coming and going along this very road we used to get here today. I don't think this is bucket. So this might be lioness number 5 of 6. You see she's very alert, looking around, contact calling. She doesn't know where the other lionesses are just yet. Oh, I love that call. Love that soft contact call. This is just magic. We'll follow her, everybody, back to the other 3 lionesses. It's going to be wonderful to see her reunite with them. But yeah, this is not bucket. Yeah, those soft contact calls as she's trying to find the others. Oh, she's running now. She's so excited that she's found them. Let's quickly get in there. Oh, that is gorgeous. Man, look at this, everybody. I'm going to have to get my camera out for this. Absolutely stunning. Man, we are being so spoilt, everybody. Rietspruit Game Reserve is showing off. That is just so wonderful. Lionesses have all just become very alert again. Now, of course, with the baboons that keep alarm calling like this, you never know, you might find other predators might turn up, like leopard and hyena. They're often attracted to the alarm calls of baboon. They want to come and investigate to see if there's maybe a meal they can steal. There's a couple of occasions now where these lionesses have been alerted to something moving in the tree line beyond them here. They seem to have settled down again, not too concerned again. Right, everybody, I'm going to attempt to love and leave these lionesses again. I'm very excited to get back to that carcass and see what's happening there. We, of course, are leaving the team here, and they'll let us know if anything changes on this end. Oh, so wonderful to have captured that moment with that lioness coming in. Keeping a close lookout around each of these corners for bucket, in case she might be coming to drink as well. She's the smart one. She's back at the carcass enjoying it all to herself. I must say, I'll be quite amazed if these male lions haven't discovered this carcass, if they aren't here. There's so much that's gone on around here today. Obviously the scent travels far and wide. We've got a huge number of vultures that have come down and landed here throughout the day. We've got the baboons that are alarm calling in the area. I mean, unless those lions have gone all the way to the most northern point of Leadwood or gone all the way further east to Kaya, but I doubt it. I think there must be somewhere here. Right, I'm going to go climbing back into the jungle here, everybody, back to the carcass. I don't see any movement on it right now. lions on the carcass. So Bucket's had her full and gone to lay down somewhere, would be my guess. Just sit here for a minute or two and see if we don't see any movement or hear anything. These lions are really clever, you know, they've pulled this carcass, this entire giraffe right up under these false marula trees here, which of course has meant that the carcass has been in mostly shade throughout the day. But they would have initially tried to do that to try and keep the carcass out of sight of the vultures. That hasn't worked, of course. But it has meant that when they've fed throughout the day, they've had good shade while they were feeding. It also means that the meat will last a little bit longer as well, not being exposed to direct heat the whole day. Yeah, not seeing any movement right now or hearing anything moving around here, everybody. What I might try to do is just go a bit further up the road and see if you never know, there might be some other lions lying on the road up ahead. Maybe the males have gone to lie there. And also just see if there isn't another way around this ridge where this carcass is. I doubt there is going to be one, but we might as well go and give it a bash and see if we find another way in here. Lots of meat here for the lions to return to. And very rarely do all the lions get up and leave the carcass all at once, you know, to go drink water like we saw with the other 5. Or at least, sorry, the other 4. So there's a lion or 2 here, that's for sure, keeping guard. Everybody, let's give it a bash. Let's go a bit further up the road, see what else we may find close by here. Basil, it looks like there might be a gap I can go through here that I'm going to try. Might not be as overgrown as the one behind us. Certainly a lot easier. No, it doesn't look like there's a way in here. Deepest, darkest Africa. Which is probably how these lions killed this giraffe in the first place, everybody. You know, they chased these giraffe through tough terrain. You know, we saw all the rocks there on that ridge, the incredibly dense bush. This all would have slowed that giraffe right down and made it a lot easier for the lions to tackle it. They may have even, you know, chased it to the point where the giraffe tripped and fell down, and that's when they managed to jump on it. I've seen lions do that often. Seen lions do that often. Oh, shut up, radio. Now, one thing I'm also not seeing on the road are tracks of lions. Doesn't look like any of them came this far. Still no sign of those male lions. Basil, maybe when we get back to the carcass, you just jump off and take a walk past the carcass and just see if the male lions are sleeping on the other side. You don't like that plan? Nope. Okay, fine.
I like the one where you walk up.
You want me to walk and you film it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh dear. No, there will be no walking around that carcass. We know that Bucket's still there. And she'll be very grumpy. Any of those lions would take massive offense if you walked close to that carcass. Andrew for Gareth.
Station, we're talking at the same time. Maybe the kill was just north of Poole with the junction with Rietspruit. Copy, thank you.
Sammy, I'm here at the carcass. There's no lions, there's no visual of any lions at the carcass, only the ones at Muma Dam.
Okay, copy. I'm now on Mamba Krongo. I'm joining both parties.
Okay, copy. Andrew for Gareth. Andrew for Gareth. Andrew's radio doesn't appear to be working. So I've just stopped here again at the carcass, everybody. Just to see if there isn't any movement.
Let me know, Gareth, when you turn on my audio.
Okay, copy. Yeah, you must just keep going north on Mamba Krunkel from Hoofpad. The flies are now buzzing around me because there's no lionesses to bother. I try to get all of you on the radio, but it's not working. What's the update at Muma Dam?
Shit, sorry. They're still highly flat, yeah.
Okay, copy, thanks. There's nothing at the carcass.
Sorry, I don't know why the radio didn't go through.
No problem. Thanks, Andrew.
No stress.
Okay,
No
ciao.
stress. See you just
I just rang Andrew because his radio wasn't working, and it sounds like that there's no change whatsoever with the lionesses at Muma Dam. They're still flat out snoozing. Exactly, Carol, highly flat. I've never heard anyone refer to lions that way in my life. Andrew has a unique talent of coming up with some of the most interesting statements. Oh my word. Betty, I see you've asked the question, how many lions would it have taken to bring down that giraffe? I've watched a 3-year-old male lion, so a relatively young male lion, kill a full-grown adult giraffe all on his own. He was hunting with the pride. The pride had been chasing this giraffe around a bit, and he eventually managed to chase this giraffe through the Sand River, a prominent river system that flows through the Sabi Sand Game Reserve. And he chased this giraffe right across the river, and when this giraffe was trying to make its way out the bank on the other side of the river, it fell to the ground. It lost its footing and fell to the ground. And this 3-year-old male lion then suffocated and killed this adult bull giraffe all on his own. And the whole pride eventually found him and thought, oh, well, that's very convenient, thanks very much. But absolutely crazy to watch one male lion get it right on his own. But to say how many killed this giraffe here, very difficult to say, but I would imagine they were all working together. And yeah, probably all at some point got involved. But like I say, because of the terrain, I think that's what worked in these lionesses' favour. Whether it was 1 or 2 or all 6 of them, you know, I won't know for certain, but you know, these lions individually are so powerful, you never know. It could have just been one of the lionesses. Maybe one of the older lionesses, more experienced lionesses. Sammy for Gareth.
Yeah, go ahead.
I haven't got your audio. Do you know where the windmill is on Mamba Krunkelpad?
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, I'm at that windmill. So you'll see 40 meters north of the windmill. You'll see my 2-track where I go west into the block here to the Carcass, which is under false marula on the ridge here, only 50 meters from the road. I'll drop a branch for you. I'm going to leave the area and return to Muma Dam.
Okay, copy. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go fish at the dam before it gets done.
Copy. So you would have heard me directing Sammy, one of the other guides, everybody, on how to get here. I think to make the most of the time that we have left with you all, everybody, I'd like to return to the lionesses at the dam. You never know, something might happen there, others might turn up. But there's certainly no signs of life here right now. I think these lions are, well, whichever lion is here guarding the carcass is fast asleep. Sounds like there's an alarm going off behind me. VM, do you copy me? Any idea what that is, Basil? It's a battery alarm, I think. VM, do you copy? Well, that's a rather horrible noise. Okay, copy that. All right, everybody, I'm just listening to VM, who's in FC. He says there is an issue with our battery in the vehicle, hence the alarm that's busy going off. So he has asked us to end the drive for the evening. So apologies for that, everybody. But look, I think we've been royally spoilt already up until this point. So yeah, we're going to head back to VM so he can try and solve the problem, everyone. But thank you so much to everybody that's joined us. We hope everybody had fun. We certainly did. Absolutely epic afternoon. And yeah, look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow, everybody. I'll be back out tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful evening or a wonderful day. We'll see you soon, everybody.